But first, please welcome the man who brightens up Sunday mornings on Radio 2, Aled Jones, and the man who rants at London every weekday morning. It's LBC's Nick Ferrari. You're very welcome. You know, I was watching the telly last weekend and I couldn't help, I could hear the voice of Bill McLaren. Aye, they'll be celebrating in the valleys next... What a result. And you were. What a match.
It was incredible. What fantastic 8 weeks. We are the champions.
Yes.
A lot of Welsh in today.
Yes, yes. And they were both pleased by that remark.
Yeah, they were. Shall I just leave now? No, it's been fantastic.
Well, you waited long enough. You've had a bad few years, haven't you?
Yeah, well, the last time they won the Grand Slam, I actually sang in the Wales-England match, and that's why they won it, probably. But this time, it was just fantastic rugby, so entertaining, and, you know, just to see England lose was just wonderful, really.
We did quite well. Come on. We did all right in our match. Anyway, you watched it?
I was there.
I was there,
and it was great to see a victory, and great to see the new team, and some of the new team take shape. Not least, of course, Danny Cipriani, who single-handedly won the game. He is a genius. He should be the Prime Minister, Archbishop of Canterbury, Chief Rabbi and everything else. And this is in no way linked with the suggestion on last week's programme that we said that his girlfriend was born a man. Larissa, the girlfriend, has been in touch and assures me that's not the case, so my apologies there, and I'll leave that to Danny, but he played a great game, and Aled would agree with this. It's rare that one bloke, in all honesty, can turn a rugby team. But actually, I think he did. And so it could be Farewell Johnny.
Well, especially when he was put on, you know, instead of Johnny. When the world's eyes are on you, it's, you know, recipe for failure, isn't it?
Isn't this horrible?
Well under those circumstances.
Yeah, but isn't this horrible? This is what we do in Britain all the time, OK? Yeah. Johnny Wilkinson was a hero. Now, all of a sudden, zero. It's just, you know, he's still a great rugby player. You know, why not move him to a different position and have both of them? Then England might still win. Well, they did, because they brought him on, which is great. Yes. He didn't disappear completely from
and then Cipriani lifted his game even more when the other guy came on. It was incredible. So there we are. Well done, Wales. Enjoy it. But
that hurt, didn't it?
Yeah. Sorry. Who was in the last World Cup final?
Oh, here we go.
And who were the defending champions?
Yeah. Yes. On to more important matters now. Dry cleaning. Which consumer magazine, the Consumer Magazine, which reported that we are being taken to the cleaners when it comes to our dry cleaning. They stained, because they've got nothing better to do, 48 identical skirts, probably even the one you were wearing, Nick.
Yes.
They stained 48 identical skirts with red wine, double cream and vinaigrette, interesting mixture, and took them to chain and independent dry cleaners. 31 out of the 48 failed to clean all the stains, 9 shrank or stretched the skirt, and one shop gave it back with more stains on it than when it went in. So, do you go to dry cleaners regularly?
I do occasionally. I love the one that gives it back with more stains on it than it came in. Yeah, I've got a really fantastic dry cleaner. You know, I leave things in my pockets quite a lot, but he's very honest, and he sort of sellotapes them to the lapel or whatever, so no complaints from me at all.
The worst thing that happens to me with the dry cleaners, it happened once, is that I was given the wrong item, the wrong suit, and it gets worse. It was a dinner jacket or a dress suit, and I'd been hired for an after dinner. I am available. And I didn't realise until that night, and I put it on. All I can say was, it must have been owned by a jockey, right, who was very thin. So the trousers came up to about here. Jon Snow, who you know from Channel 4, he was there. He had a spare dinner jacket, which he lent to me, which was all right, except it was like this. And the sleeves came down to here. And I was presenting the event.
Oh, the trousers up there.
They never asked me back.
Why's Jon Snow got a spare dinner jacket?
I don't know. Because he's prepared, Aled.
Yes.
If you want to get on in television, you've always got to have a spare dinner jacket in your wardrobe. I tell you what, suddenly then, as a Songs of Praise presenter, as indeed I was once, you are now, saddened me to realise that apparently new research out this week reveals that over 2/3 of people in the UK associate Easter with chocolate, while nearly 1 in 10 think it's just an extended bank holiday, and over 10% of Brits see Easter as having no religious connotations at all. Sad.
Yeah, it's not that depressing, though, really, because it means that 90% of people really do celebrate Easter still. And the fact that everyone's obsessed with Easter eggs is, I don't know about you, but I saw my first Easter egg for sale in a shop on Christmas Eve. You know, how sad is that? You know, I think it's important that we do. You know, we're a predominantly Christian nation, so I think it's good that the kids are taught Christian values at school. And then when they get to an age where they want to make their own decisions, they can either keep with it or leave it, you know. And also, at Christmas and at Easter, at least families come together and spend some time together. And I think that's important.
I think you're going to have to redo the song. Did you see in the paper the other day? It's meant to be a white Easter. Did you see that? Was it?
Yes.
So you're going to have to start singing I'm Dreaming of a White Easter. And I have to confess, I do know what the story is. I thought more people thought it was a DIY weekend, because when you open the papers, they just want you to get down there and buy barbecues and chairs and paint and goodness knows what
else. And
else.
when they do these adverts on the telly for, you know, buy this sofa for 16p this week only.
And 47 years to pay it off.
Pay nothing for the first 20. It's incredible.
That's great. 16p for a sofa.
Oh,
how do you think they got these?
Yeah, don't make a stain on that.
No,
because no dry cleaner can get that off, you know, for free. But being a radio man, I thought you'd be amused and saddened, perhaps, and nostalgic about one anniversary which crops up today. We're both radio men. The sinking of Radio Caroline in 1980. 28 years ago today. Pirate radio. Radio Caroline was sunk. Were you a Caroline fan, Nick?
Oh, of course I was. I mean, I was quite young at the time, but yes, and there's no need to say... I did put the word quite in there. Yeah. I was quite young at the time. But what I love about it is it broke all the rules, didn't it? And it gave us a tremendous broadcasters like John Peel, the late, great John Peel. It also gave us Tony Blackburn, so, you know, you can't have everything your way. But no, it was great, and it broke the mould.
It was great. Well, it did. Did it break the mould? Do you think it did influence the future of radio?
At the time. Yeah, without a doubt. Especially people like, you know, even me, it comes, I suppose, more a kind of classical or religious broadcast. I still look up to people like John Peel. You know, he was God in a way, you know, of radio. Amazing. I think most definitely it did, yeah. It
turned out such disparate characters, though, as you say, but John Peel and Tony Blackburn. He seemed to be home to a great, particular generation of radio broadcasters at all different levels and all tastes.
Well, and Richard Parkes as well.
Absolutely. We've got Richard Park as well. Kenny Everett. I mean, an incredible slew of names and talents. But I think what it achieved was it took the constraints away, didn't it? And it allowed people to say there was another way of doing it, a bit like the arrival of ITV, and anything like that has got to be good. Anything that shows there's another way of doing it and gives work has got to be a positive.
Yeah, you wouldn't be allowed to get away with it now, I don't think.
Probably not.
No, I'm not. No. I really want to, you know, let my hair down, have an earring and a nose stud and all that kind of thing, and they won't let me, I have to say. Nick will be back later in the show when we will be discussing whether Britain can still call itself one of the world's superpowers, and Elliot will be performing a track from his new album. But for now, my thanks to Nick Ferrari and Elliot Jones. You do that so well.